Welcome to your energy update with the angels. I'm Devon, Duerr, angel communicator and spiritual teacher. The overall energy right now is asking you to not give up on what you've created. Have courage in yourself and really believe you can complete the projects you want. You can reach those goals. Now we're going to dive deeper into these messages from the angels for you, but first I want to offer you a pocket affirmation, and I invite you to write it in the comments below because these are custom affirmations that are aligned with the guidance here today. So here's the first one for today. I choose actions for my highest interest. I choose actions for my highest interest. Go ahead and write that down in the comments below, and we'll dive deeper into why the angels want us to use that pocket affirmation there. I choose actions for my highest interest. And it's because right now the energy is challenging. A lot of us are feeling like giving up. A lot of us are feeling like wiping the slate clean. But the angels want you to believe in yourself and believe that you do have the ability to move forward with these goals, with these projects, to complete these things that you want for yourself. They do see the way you felt challenged to invite new opportunities in. You felt challenged by maybe contracts or documents coming through the door, or maybe you don't have those coming through the door and you're waiting for them, but they want you to trust that abundance is coming to you, and we don't want to get stuck in that place of fear. So really the main challenge here for you is to just not give up. Keep going and trust that these new ideas, these new things that you are trying to manifest are coming for you. And it is important to understand too that a lot of times when we get messages like this about really focusing on not giving up, there is a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There might be a decision you need to make. And it's so complex that maybe you're procrastinating on making that decision. But here's the thing, if you don't know the right decision for you, you don't have enough information. So what we can do is we can ask our spiritual team to guide us to that information, or ask them to guide us to the right mentor. So a perfect example would be maybe you feel like you've had this recurring health issue and you know there's something that needs to be done about it, but so far everything you tried hasn't worked. Well, this would be where I would sit down with my journal and I would ask my spiritual team, my angels, and again, I always am very clear about who I'm connecting with. I ask for the highest vibrational angels, my spiritual team, my higher self to connect. I ask for Archangel Michael to surround and protect me so that I'm only connecting with the energies that are in my highest interest to connect with. But I will say, how can I find the right person to help me with this issue? Show me the way. Send me loud and clear signs. Now, of course, for you, this could be trying to move forward with a project or a new idea. It could be trying to take a relationship to a new level or finally find that ideal partner. So whatever this thing is that you've been procrastinating on making a decision on, ask your spiritual team. We do have the law of free will, so we do have to actually ask for that help. And then we have to be open and aware, listening for those loud and clear signs. But whatever you're feeling challenged about, there's something that you're feeling challenged. You just don't want to face it. You're procrastinating. You don't want to deal with it. It's because you don't have enough information. So trust that if you get out there and you start doing some research, get on YouTube, find somebody that's done something similar to what you're doing, take a class. Again, reach out to people, ask, mentors, ask friends for referrals to people. And that's really going to help you, because ultimately what you are about to go through right now is a leap of faith. They are really encouraging you to follow your dreams and to trust that unexpected opportunities are coming through for you, but you have to be open and aware for them. And this is one of the messages we've been getting the last few videos if you've been watching these on this timeline. But just a reminder here, you can watch any of these videos anytime you want, because I set a prayer of protection around these messages, asking that these messages reach you when it's in your highest interest. And the angels are that efficient. They know when you're going to hear these messages. But if you've been listening consecutively to my weekly angel messages, you will know that we've been advised that there might be some opportunity we've been ignoring because we've been stuck thinking, oh man, I'm blocked here. And we're not looking around for some other way to, take advantage of things. So there is some kind of unexpected opportunity coming in for you very soon. And one of the ways to handle that is to just trust, like when you get that random invitation from a friend or a loved one or anybody, really, even a coworker, to go out and have lunch or go grab some ice cream or whatever it is. That might be what's leading you to that moment where you have that epiphany, that aha moment. And they realize you really are waiting for these new opportunities to come in. So they're commending you for that. The main thing is just don't focus on things that you can't change from the past. And this is where they always say that thing about, let's look for the silver lining. I mean, yes, I realize we hear that all the time, but that is so important. We don't want our mind to talk us in to focusing on the things from the past. I think you've heard me say, if you're one of my subscribers, I love you so much, by the way. Thank you for being here. Let me know how you're doing. And if you haven't, and this video resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, hit the like and share button, because I really want to be able to keep sharing these messages with you, and it helps my channel grow so much. And thank you for doing that before. But one of the things you might have heard me say in the past is I always, when I get this message from the angels about looking for the silver lining, I will hear the Pam Tillis song, No Use Crying Over Spilled Perfume. She's a country singer. She's one of my favorites. And her voice is amazing, purely angelic. And if you ever heard that song, she just hits these really high octaves that are really difficult to hit. And she's talking about there's no use crying over spilled perfume. Okay, you've made a mistake. It didn't work out, but what did you learn from it? So that old saying about crying over spilled milk, I'd rather say the spilled perfume thing, because the truth of the matter is, if you spill perfume, the scent becomes so empowering sometimes that you have to leave the room and you need to get out and get some fresh air. So that could be the exact reason that you spilled that perfume or that milk, because it's time to get out of there, get out of that energy, get some fresh air, try something new, take these new invitations to go out, meet new people, try new things, and definitely try to add more fun. In fact, that's one of the big things they're wanting you to do too, is to look where you can be very original with your creative projects, really show your authentic self. Is there anything you've been holding back on with your creative projects? Is there anything where maybe you felt like, okay, I've watched all these people do this way, so if I do it the way my heart wants to, it might not put me in the running for it? Well, they're actually saying that authenticity right there is what is going to help you stand out. And we are in that age right now. We're in the Pluto in Aquarius age. It will dip back in. If you're listening to this video while I'm releasing it, it will dip back into Capricorn a teeny bit before the end of the year. But then eventually next year, it will move into Aquarius for a very long time. And this is all about, and you don't need to know anything about that, but I'm just sharing that with you because this is about being unique, trusting that it is your authenticity. It is your unique way of doing something that will help you to stand out. We do not want to be the same. We do not want to look like everybody else. We have to trust that we have these spiritual gifts we were born with, and you were born with spiritual gifts. In fact, this is a part where I'd like to remind you, you are here because you are a light worker. You don't have to claim that title, but this video called to you for a reason. And one of my purposes, you may not know this about me, even if you are a subscriber, because I don't say it that often, but I was told by my team, one of my purposes here on this planet is to activate other light workers. So if you're here, it's because you are here to be activated. You are here to own your abilities. Now, I also know many of you out there are already activated. You are highly aware of your intuitive abilities. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for all the energy that you put into helping activate other light workers. But I just wanted to remind you of that. If you are somebody that is questioning how you're authentic, that's where you have those spiritual gifts. It's right there. It's right in that way that you are different, that will help others, that will help you shine, that will help you bring in this abundance you are waiting for. Now, they do want to commend you for recognizing where maybe with some things you have had some rose-colored glasses on. You may have been romanticizing the past with something and you've recognized it. So what did you recently realize, like, oh, you know what? I've always thought about how we always did it this way, and so that's just how you do it. And then I look back on it and you think, you know what, I want to do it differently, and it's actually better. Maybe it has to do with an ex relationship, a loved one, an ex boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, where you think about how fun it was. But if you're really being honest with yourself, you realize you weren't allowed to be your authentic self. That's what I hear from a lot of my clients, is like they may be very heartbroken over some kind of a breakup, but when they have time and distance away from that relationship, they realize, but I wasn't really my authentic self. I always had a little bit of a mask on in that relationship because I didn't feel safe being authentic. And that's a very common thing. And those things can be worked out. So if you're in a relationship right now where you're feeling trapped like that, don't assume you can't work through it. A lot of the big things that happen with relationships is a lack of communication, a lack of heart-to-heart conversations that are authentic, and also not setting boundaries in space and time around that relationship to have those things and putting that relationship first. And we're not just talking romantic. This could be parent, child, anybody, but really protecting that relationship and honoring it by allowing that communication to happen in a safe way can be really important. In fact, at the time you're hearing these messages, that's exactly what they're asking you to do. Buckle down and get those things done when it comes to communication. Now, for you, this could be communication with a boss, a colleague, somebody you recently met, where you're talking about collaborating. But what is it for you that pops into your mind at the time you're hearing these messages right now? What is something you need to buckle down and get done? Honor your commitments. Again, it might not just be communication. It could be, I told myself I was going to accomplish these 3 things so that I could then just have that off my plate. What is that for you? The angels are asking you to do that right now at the time you are hearing these messages. Of course, if you're hearing them in the middle of the night or while you're driving down the road, then they're going to give you the opportunity down the road. Just ask, I always say okay, well, help me get this done. Show me when the best time is to get this done. I'll give you a perfect example with these videos here. I've had so many big projects going on and I've had so much traveling that a lot of my normal recording routine and my normal ways of doing things have been disrupted. I also went to a retreat where I came home. I did a lot of clearing. I ended up getting sick. That happens a lot because we're clearing things and your body's just purging it. And so then I lost a week of recordings with that because I had no voice. And that's one of those moments where I just asked the angels, show me when is the best time to get caught up on my work. Help me see how I can buckle down and get these things done so I can get this off my plate. Now, of course, I love doing this. This is not getting this off my plate, but the idea is none of us want to be awake in the middle of the night thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to get all these things done. And I personally just really do well when I work on a schedule. So when I get off schedule, that's when I'll ask the angels for help. Help me find the time to get back into alignment. I do have Saturn and North Node conjunct in my 9th house in Virgo. So for those of you astrologers out there, you get that. And that actually aligns with the message coming up here right now is very soon you are going to be asked to really have to focus on something. You're going to have to really communicate your vision. And so by getting these other things done that they're asking you to do right now, you will then be creating space for that focus. So remember that too. You're actually, by knocking some of these things off your to-do list or handling these conversations that you need to handle, having these heart-to-heart moments, you are getting those things cleared up now so you will have that time and space to focus on your vision, focus on what it is that you're trying to bring in through the world. So that's a big thing to remember too with your projects is you have to hold space for your own projects. So again, let's go to your personal power here. They're bringing up that whole thing again about taking advantage of unexpected opportunities. You are going to get so much personal power when you listen to your intuition, you check in with your heart. If you get an invitation to join that Zoom call, if you get an invitation to collaborate on that project, listen to your heart and follow your dreams. Don't give up. And that's what they were saying from the very beginning of these messages here is that as long as you don't give up, this abundance is coming in for you. Just got to keep focusing, keep your eye on the prize. And so this is a perfect time for a second affirmation, a second pocket affirmation. If you don't know me, I call them pocket affirmations because I like them to be short and sweet. You can write them on a tiny little piece of paper and put them in your pocket, take it with you all day to affirm this guidance. So I invite you right now to write in the comments below, I am open to divine guidance. I am open to divine guidance. Now that might seem very simple, but it's simple and powerful. And I know to many of you who are already intuitive, you're already open to divine guidance. You're thinking, yeah, I know, I am open to divine guidance. That's why I'm here listening to these videos. But sometimes we just need that little reminder when our mind is trying to force a resolution. Remember earlier, they were talking about some kind of complex decision. And sometimes our mind is trying to solve it for us. And really what we need to do is do something where we can connect to our divine guidance and just allow. That word allow is so important there. And it doesn't always mean sitting in the corner and meditating for 2 hours. Now, for some of you, that might be exactly what you need. For me personally, it means getting outside and going for a walk. I open up to so much divine guidance. All my spirit animals show up. I get so many downloads when I'm out in nature or when I'm near water, in the shower, by the pool, whatever that is. So really open to divine guidance. And that might mean removing yourself from the physical location you're in right now and getting out. And then here comes the ideas. Or it could be maybe you do go out for that unexpected opportunity to meet a friend for coffee, and you're standing in line for coffee and the person next to you mentions something that gives you the great idea. You just overhear them, or they just strike up a conversation with you. So you never know. I am open to divine guidance. Go ahead and put that in the comments now, and let's go into the guidance around those around you and how you can best use that energy. Again, we're seeing that energy where there's something that you need to make a decision about, something you need to do more research on, you've been procrastinating. So maybe it is time to hire that business coach. Maybe it is time to research a mentor. Maybe it's time to reach out to those people that you know you do a great job collaborating with. What are you having a hard time making a decision about? And then also reach out to your trusted loved ones and say, talk to them about it. Let them hear what you're working through with this complex decision. Let them mirror that back to you and see if that can help you work through it too. Sometimes the best thing we need is a sounding board. Now, if you don't have anyone readily available while you need to make this complex decision, grab that journal. Start some automatic writing. Ask your angels, your spiritual team for loud and clear guidance. Write down your question. What is the thing that I need to do? And ask for that loud and clear guidance. So you always have a safe sounding board when you use that prayer protection, when you sit and journal and you intentionally connect by saying, I am open to divine guidance. All right. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is watching out for any fears around material resources, any fears around signing contracts or important documents. We did get this message a little bit earlier in this video, so they're circling us back. Did you just have somebody make an offer to you? Are you wanting to sign on the dotted line with something and you're fearful about it, maybe committing the money to it? This is where I would again advise you to have a safe sounding board, maybe seek an accountant or financial advisor. But do an assessment of your budget, look to see where you can get some advice, and don't allow fear to stop you from moving forward with these projects. Okay, one more final pocket affirmation before we wrap up the final message from the angels for you right now, and that is, I know how to protect my creations. I know how to protect my creations. Go ahead and write that in the comments below. I know how to connect. I know how to protect my creations, because that was the message from the very beginning. I choose actions for my highest interest, right? And they were saying from the very beginning, don't give up. Keep going. You know what to do. You know how to protect it. That might mean setting aside money, keeping that day job a little longer. That might mean cutting some expenses. That might be willing to offer your services for free in exchange for this mentoring, this apprenticeship, this advice. So you will know what that is for you. Go ahead and write that in the comments below. And remember, the angels are behind you. They are supporting you. Believe in yourself. Remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.